Israel.
Yeah.
And they're having a conversation about what to do and how to make money. By the way, the amount of stories and the list of names of people that are on this is endless. Okay, it's endless. Rob, do we have a page with the names of people that are on it? There it is. The famous names in the latest release of Epstein files, Wall Street Journal. Okay, Wall Street Journal. So let me go through this.
And Pat, while you're doing that, if you think about it, he's sitting with Ehud Barak and having dinner. And I don't think Ehud Barak knows that he's recording everything because that's what he does.
Oh, no question about it. And by the way, I want to spend time on that. But prior to that, let's first kind of talk about who's on. Rob, is this WSJ, Wall Street Journal, the video clip that you have?
This is ABC News
reporting on that article. Go for it.
Outrage growing as new details emerge from the millions of newly released Justice Department records on convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. They include Epstein's messages with powerful men. In these messages from 2013, the convicted sex offender connecting New York Giants co-owner Steve Tisch with various women. In one exchange, Tisch asked about a woman writing pro or civilian. In a statement, Tisch acknowledging a brief association where we exchanged emails about adult women, but saying I did not take him up on any of his invitations and never went to his island. As we all know now, he was a terrible person and someone I deeply regret associating with. And amongst the thousands of photos, these never-before-seen images of former Prince Andrew, who was stripped of his royal titles last year over his relationship with Epstein. Now seen here, crouched over a young woman, her face redacted, the date and context of the interaction unclear. Representatives for Andrew have not responded to a request for comment. Now, even UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer is calling for Andrew to testify, saying, I have always said anybody who has got information should be prepared to share that information in whatever form they are asked to do that. And new information unearthed on what exactly law enforcement knew about Epstein's crimes, including this stunning prosecution memo and draft indictment written nearly 2 decades ago. Across 45 pages, prosecutors in Florida detailing disturbing evidence they gathered against the financier, calling him, quote, a continued danger to the community based upon his continued enticement of underage girls. But that 60-count indictment never filed. Instead, Epstein landing a now infamous deal allowing him to plead guilty to lesser state prostitution charges, for which he served just 13 months in a Florida jail. Some of Epstein's victims now furious with the Justice Department, saying many of their names were left unredacted and exposed in this latest release. Epstein survivor Charlene Rochard telling me the Justice Department has once again violated their privacy.
I have seen things that relate to me, and people I know have not been redacted at all. Their full names are out there, and especially Jane Doe's are fully out there. And they asked,
you can pause it. Okay. So, by the way, that is one of the things when they release this, you're going to have a ton of lawsuits. You're going to have a ton of, watch how many people are going to be suing the U.S. government. Vinny, which one do we want to go first? But let's do this. So, first of all, yesterday at the Grammys, Trevor Noah said the following joke about the president, and I want you to know how quickly the president reacted to this after the joke. Rob, I texted it to you in the morning if you want to look it up in the text, Rob, when I texted everything this morning. You see it? Yep. I'm going to put a thumbs up. It's that one right there. If you can pull that up. So this is Trevor Noah at the Grammys. You know, he's trying to pull off a Ricky Gervais, which, by the way, he fell very short because Ricky Gervais probably hands down the best one ever when he said, this is the last time. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I never did. You know, all that stuff that he did. Noah's trying to do something like this, but he does this joke about Epstein with the president and Clinton. Watch this. Go ahead, Rob.
Grammy that every artist wants, almost as much as Trump wants Greenland, which makes sense. I mean, because Epstein's island is gone, he needs a new one to hang out with Bill Clinton. So, I told you it's my last year. What are you going to do about it? That is a great...
Okay, so that's, and I'll go back one, Rob. This is the president quickly tweeting, the Grammy Awards are the worst, virtually unwatchable. CBS is lucky not to have this garbage litter their airways any longer. The host, Trevor Noah, whoever he may be, is almost as bad as Jimmy Kimmel at the low ratings Academy Awards. Noah said incorrectly about me that Donald Trump and Bill Clinton spent time on the Epstein Island. Wrong. I can't speak for Bill, but I have never been to the island nor anywhere close, and until tonight's false and defamatory statement, have never been accused of being there, not even by fake news media. Noah, a total loser, better get his facts straight and get them straight fast. It looks like I'll be sending my lawyers to sue this poor, pathetic, talentless dope of an MC and suing him for plenty of money. Ask little George Stephanopoulos and others how that all worked out. Also, ask CBS, get ready, Noah. I'm going to have some fun with you. President Donald J. Trump. Now, keep in mind, while this is going on, this is one thing CNN was forced to do with the president a while back. Rob, I'm going to text this one to you as well if you want to pull it up. CNN was forced to post this, and Dear Abby did a great job explaining this. If you guys know who I'm talking about, she's a sweetheart.
She's awesome.
Rob, if you want to pull this clip of CNN and Vinny, I'm coming to you right after this, and you pick and choose what direction you go.
Okay.
On Epstein, I'll adjust accordingly. So this is CNN, okay? When this was posted, Abby had to explain this, okay? It'll come up here in a minute. Just press play. CNN forced to post the truth and how Trump banned Epstein from Mar-a-Lago for being, watch this.
From Mar-a-Lago often made house calls to Jeffrey Epstein's home 2 miles away. But those house calls, quote, came to a halt in 2003 after an 18-year-old beautician returned to the club from a house call to Epstein and reported to managers that he had pressured her for sex. The HR manager faxed Trump a letter suggesting that the club ban Epstein, and Trump agreed, which does mirror the president's own public comments about why he cut ties with Epstein. The White House is responding to the Wall Street Journal, writing, no matter how many times this story is told and retold, the truth remains President Trump did nothing wrong, and he kicked Jeffrey Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago for being a creep.
He cut ties with Jeffrey Epstein long before Epstein became a convicted sex offender. A lot of Democrats didn't, and it is corroborated by the Wall Street Journal tonight.
There you go. So he wanted to make sure he got the facts straight. So, by the way, you know, people are saying a lot of different things. There's a lot of stories. His name is also in it. You'll see it in a few different places. But nothing's been, Vinny, matter of fact, I'll turn it over to you if you want to take it from here.
Okay, so, I mean, as you know, the weekend drop of everything, there's 6 million. What they drop, 6 million or drop 3 million, whatever.
3 million of the 6 million.
How much?
3 million of the
3 million
6
of the 6
million.
million. And obviously, guys, everybody's dumping stuff online and all the it's. There was so much that I couldn't even send the Rob because I know that we can't show it. Epstein, there is one of him chasing little girls around this table, Rob, and it's all redacted. It's him with a little kid in a pool that has floaties that can't be more than like I don't even hear the audio because you can tell that these are children that he's chasing, and it's like you just saw her little dress right there. And by the way, those are not his children, FYI. And a lot of people, it's not vindication, Pat, but for how long we've been saying there's something dark that these elites have been doing, okay? They serve a different master than we do. And when I say, Tom, we had this conversation about a year ago, we have our rituals. We pray, incense, church, communion, we have ours. What do you think they're doing, okay? They do it behind closed doors. They do it on private islands, and sometimes they do it in plain sight. Pizzagate, as much as everybody thought everybody was crazy for bringing this up, Pat, and they tried to dismiss it, if you look at the evidence with the people involved and the paintings that they had in the house and their connections and what they did and their Instagram posts, it's clear, okay? And then on one of these documents I came across was from 2019, Rob. It's a sacrifice one. And it said, a purported Epstein victim telling agents about ritualistic sacrifice, witnessing babies being dismembered, their intestines removed, and individuals eating the bad part of the intestines from the intestines. And the FBI
This is in the emails?
This is in the email. I think Rob has it. And it says, one of the FBI agents, and by the way, these are all DOJ legitimate documents, said, I didn't realize Bush blanked him too. It's the R word that I don't want to say. And he said, okay. And then if you guys remember.
Bush Senior.
It said Bush 1. And in 2009, a 21-year-old Mexican model, Gabriela Rico Jimenez, she ran into the street screaming, like they're eating people. It's like these elites are eating people. And by the way, she disappeared and she went missing after this. So mind you,
this
is the one. Do you guys remember this? They thought she was crazy.
¡Comieron humanos! ¡Asquerosidad! ¡Comieron humanos! Yo no estaba enterada. sí, pero que habían comido humanos. Humanos.
Mother, she disappeared after this night. So, and now I'm going to move on really quick to Bill Gates, Pat. And I want to be clear. What I'm saying, these are documents released from the Department of Justice in these files. These are allegations, but nonetheless, there's 2 drafted emails in July 18, 2013 that were written by Jeffrey Epstein to himself as like a draft, okay? In these drafts, Epstein alleges that Bill Gates had sex outside of his marriage with women he describes as Russian women, and the Gates caught an STD, and then Bill Gates asked Epstein to get antibiotics so Gates could secretly give them to his wife Melinda without telling her what they were for. And then one draft claims that Bill Gates begged him to delete the messages about the STD, the antibiotic request, and other graphic details. So there's also a separate draft written like a fake resignation letter from someone named Boris, which people believe it was Boris Nicolette from the Gates Foundation. In that draft, Epstein complains about being pulled into things that cross moral and legal lines and included helping Gates get drugs, dealing with the fallout from those encounters, setting up secret meetings with married women, and supplying Adderall for bridge games despite not being a doctor. So if what these documents allege are true, that would explain why Melinda Gates said, I can't be with him anymore because of the relationship with him. And this one was really interesting, Rob. There was an email from 2017, Bill Gates and Jeffrey Epstein. In that email, Gates is discussing working with Epstein on a pandemic strain simulation. Okay, think about that. It wasn't a casual conversation. It shows that Epstein still had access to Gates' personal operation, which was BGC3, which later became Gates Ventures. And this is what's crazy, Pat. Epstein was already known as being the sexual predator, pervert, whatever. And then think about this. This is in 2017 after this email. And Rob, it's at the bottom of that. I think it's number 5. Go there. Strain pandemic simulation. This is what tripped me out. A year and a half later, event 201 happened, which was a pandemic simulation where leaders played, coronavirus outbreaks and all that stuff, and how the media respond. Guess who organized this event? The World Economic Forum and the Bill Gates and Melinda Foundation. That's insane to me that they were talking about this, the pandemic, and then it happened. And the last one, Pat, was a Steve Bannon interview when he asked him, "Are you the devil?" Look at how uncomfortable he is, and I believe this ends the interview. Am I right, Robbie? Can you please play this one?
I told him the devil,
100%.
the devil
himself.
The devil himself said, "I'm going to exchange some dollars for your child's life."
Do you think you're the devil himself?
No, but I do have a good mirror.
It's a serious question. Do you think you're the devil himself?
I don't know. Why would you say that?
Because you have all the attributes. You're incredibly smart. You remember the devil is somebody knows. The devil's brilliant. You read Milton's Paradise Lost.
No, the devil scares me.
Satan is at the number 1 or 2 archangel, and the reason he goes to hell and leads the rebellion is because he can't be the top guy. And his thing is, I'd rather reign in hell than serve in heaven.
I saw that in a movie once called American Dharma. I don't remember who said it. Okay, we have to go.
Boom.
Okay, good.
The devil question got him out. So from everything that I saw, it corroborates all the stuff that we've always heard of what these people are doing. Again, it's allegedly, but it's disgusting. It's disgusting, and I'm so happy that it's all coming out. And they try to get Trump on. Oh, everybody was like, "Oh, Trump did this. Trump did that." There's an affidavit from Katie Johnson, which has been publicly available since 2016, and was dropped because she was mentally ill, drug addict who made up the entire thing. And the rest of the accusations came from 2020 to 2021. Weird. I wonder why those 2 years. But this is deep, Pat, and the fact that Nicki Minaj's tweet yesterday.
What year was the Calendar Girls accusation?
I think the Calendar Girls accusations, Robbie, were they 2020? 2021 they surfaced. But the allegations that came from random people, some came from Australia, calling into the NTOC, which is the National Threat Operations Center, and SDNY tip line. These people are posting allegations, but edited out the most important part, which said on the right side, Robbie, if you go to the other one, on the right side, keep going down. Is this the one that I sent you?
Hold on. Let me pull that.
It says, in all these cases, the information was deemed secondhand, invalid. The entries are detailed calls